Welcome to a video on area and perimeter of rectangles, squares, and triangles. Now, area and perimeter are things that you're going to use in the real world often as an adult. And the concepts of finding area and perimeter, it's not that difficult. Plus, you get to use your formula sheet, so you don't have to memorize formulas. It's just a matter of figuring out what you're looking for, area or perimeter, knowing what those mean, and then just applying the formula. It's pretty easy. Let's just dive in. Alright, so first off, what's perimeter? Well, perimeter is just the distance around a figure. So it might be a fence around a house. You know, right here it says, how do we use perimeter in real life? Well, we could use it when we make a fence. We could use it, let's put, I put making, probably should have put building. But like if you build a fence around your yard, you need to know what the perimeter is. If you were going to put ribbon around a tree, around a present or something like that, you'd have to know what the perimeter is. There's all kinds of things that happen in the real world when we need to know the perimeter. If you can think of some more examples, pause it and put them down. There's tons and tons of things you can use for perimeter. What's the formula for perimeter? Well, for perimeter, there's really not a formula. It's just side plus side plus side plus side. Now I put that down 4 times in case it's a square or rectangle. But remember, if we're finding the perimeter of a triangle, it would be side plus side plus side. But any figure that has straight sides, they're all called polygons. You can find the perimeter of any of these figures by just adding all the sides together. So there's really, the formula is just adding all the sides. It's really easy. Here's a formula sheet. The 3 formulas that you're going to have to worry about for this section, and I shouldn't say worry about because it's really not that hard, is this triangle right here. It's got A, that stands for area. It's this square, the small p is for the perimeter, and it says 4s, that means 4 times one of the sides. Since all 4 of the sides of a square are the same, you just multiply by 4 with one of the sides, you'll find the perimeter. And for a rectangle, it says the perimeter formula is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Or you can just add all 4 sides together. That's what I do. Notice it doesn't have perimeter here for the triangle, and the reason it doesn't is because there's so many different kinds of triangles. There's really no set formula you could follow. Just add the 3 sides. Okay? So let's just dive right in. It says find the perimeter of each rectangle here. You have the same line up on your sheet. I'm going to do a couple with you, and then I'd like for you to pause the video and finish out all of these. I'll do this yellow one. I'm going to do the perimeter here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 in length. It's a rectangle, so I know it's 4 on both sides. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 3. And 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 more is 11, plus 3. The perimeter is 14. Let's do the green one. This one right here is 2, which means this one's 2. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which means this one's 12. Okay, 2 plus 12 is 14, plus 2 more is 16, plus 12 is 28. So the perimeter, the distance around this rectangle, is 28. I'm going to do one more. I know I said I was going to do 2, but I'm going to do 3 just because I want to do a square. Here we have a square that's 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 on each side. So all I have to do is just do 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and that would be the area of a square. So you remember 4s, the formula for a square. just 4 times one of the sides. Alright, pause the video and finish this right here, and then we'll move on to triangles. Okay, what about the perimeter of triangles? Well, pretty easy stuff. You got to remember, I threw a curveball at you right here. Here's a right triangle, so this would be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so I have 9 squared plus 40 squared equals c squared. This is 81. This is 1600. If I add these together, I get 1681. If I take the square root of 1681, I get 41. So this one had a little bit of a curveball to it. We had to find this side before we could find the perimeter. Now 9 plus 41 is 50, plus 40 more is 90. So the perimeter around this triangle is 90. If you ever see a triangle like this one where you see that it has a right angle that goes right up to the top here, that means if this is 90 degrees and it goes to the top here, that these two sides are the same. So if I was going to find the perimeter of this one, it'd be 10 plus 10, that's 20, plus 12 more, that's 32. So the perimeter of this one's 32. And finally, the perimeter of this one here, ignore the 5 because it has nothing to do with the outside. So it'd just be 7 plus 6, which is 13, plus 5.5, that would be 18.5. So that would be the perimeter for this one. Now we're going to move into area, but let me bring my pet dragon in here to get rid of. Alright, what is area? Well, let me get my selection tool here. Here we go. Area is the amount of space inside of a figure. It's the number of square units inside a figure. You should also know that area is always measured in units squared. And how would we use area in real life? Well, we would all the time. If you were going to put carpet in a room, you'd have to know the area. If you were going to paint a wall, you'd have to know the area. If you wanted to know how much dirt you needed for a garden, you'd have to know the area. There's tons and tons of real life situations when you get older that you're going to use area in. Let's look on finding the area of squares, rectangles, and triangles. Now remember, you have the formulas right there on your sheet. I printed them for you. So when you use the formulas, just use these formulas to find the areas. Now, let me make this a bit larger for me. You have the same scenario here. You have the same picture on your page, and it wants us to find the area. Alright, well, I'm going to do one square, I'm going to do one rectangle, and I'm going to do one triangle, and then you do the rest. Alright, so let's do a square first. Here's a square right here. And remember, the area for a square is side squared. So this is 4. So if I do 4 squared, I get 16, and then it would be units squared. If this said inches, it would be inches squared. I probably should have added some units here to show you that, but always know that whatever units are in there, that is units squared. Now let's do this rectangle up here. Alright, this rectangle is 2 by 12. I think it was 12. We did it a minute ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yes, 2 by 12. Now remember, the area for a rectangle is length times width. So I just do 2 times 12. 2 times 12 is 24. And if this said miles, it would be square miles. Okay, if it said inches, inches squared. Alright. And then I'll do this triangle. Triangle seems to be the one that gives people the most trouble. A triangle's area is 1/2 of the base times the height. Now the height is going to be how much this thing rises to the peak. I always think about the slant in triangles, and the peak is at the top of the slant. The bottom is this longest part, flat part, that's not slanting. That's the base, or the bottom. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of moved a little bit. The bottom here is 7. The height is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this would be 1/2 times 7 times 3. Okay. 7 times 3 is 21. Half of 21, or 21 times 1/2, is 10.5. So the area of that triangle right here would be 10.5. And if it was inches, it would be squared inches and stuff. Alright, so pause the video and finish out this side. Alright, we're going to now go over some real life perimeter and area situations. We're going to do this on the whiteboard. This is the end of this activity. Good job, and thanks for watching.